still super important to us because...
To who's us?
Yeah, so to the people who don't believe in the ideology...
There you go. I think that answers
wait a second, anybody can just identify as anything to become that thing. You say, no, they can't, but when I say, what's a woman? You say, anybody who identifies as a woman. I say, well, what distinguishes me from her? This. And then I say, okay, so what is a woman? Well, anybody who identifies as a woman. You're not pointing at anything. You have an empty label. It points to nothing.
I think because
listen. I want to explain this so that you know.
You've been explaining it.
It's a logical. It's actually logically fallacious. Mm-hmm. It's called an infinite regress fallacy. Mm-hmm. What you're doing is you're infinitely regressing. So you're just always saying the same thing, but never pointing to anything. So if I were to ask you, what's a guitar? And you said, anything I point to and say it's a guitar. Have you told me what a guitar is?
No. But I think most people, when you say guitar, they form an image of a guitar in their mind.
Yeah,
so
I
if
agree.
you just say, hey, if you want to play a drum as a guitar, you can do that. But I think
I totally agree with this.
We're removing the human experience from all of this.
It's only the human experience which can identify what is a guitar. Who can make a guitar besides a human?
Oh, I don't know.
Nobody. Nothing can make a guitar but a human, as far as we know. So if that's the case, when I say, what is a guitar? And you say anything I point to and say it's a guitar, you say, that tells me nothing. I agree. If I asked you this question, and just describe it for me, what is a guitar?
An instrument with strings.
What does it look like?
There's so many shapes of guitars.
Yeah, but what do they generally at least look like?
Long stick, strings, and a bottom part. I don't even know what you call that. So
based on that, I can at least say that I can rule out everything without strings as an instrument as not being a guitar, right?
Sure.
Now we're getting to what a definition is, right?
Sure.
And that's the distinction between an empty label and a definition. When you say that's a guitar, at least I can point to what that is. When you say anything I point to is a guitar, that tells me fucking nothing about what a guitar is.
So are we so simple-minded in 2025 that if we don't have a distinct description for a person, their sexuality, their preferences, if we can't define it, it's not right. If we can't define... Oh, no, I listened to you for a long time.
Okay, go ahead.
If we can't define it, it's wrong. If we can't define it, it's confusing. If we can't define it, it's not scientific. There are a lot of things in science and biology and history and art that are undefinable. You cannot define a person. And honestly, just blatantly speaking, people like you do not have a seat at the table because it's not for you.
We're the only ones who have the seat at the table.
That table is just for y'all. But I would think that I know that the people who are on the rainbow spectrum, we don't care.
Yeah, but
y'all do, and it's interesting because I feel all I hear behind it to me is we don't understand y'all, so we feel threatened. Why? What are you threatened by? Does my fake penis really do something that big to the male ego? Does my strap really do that?
You do understand.
I guess it does.
You do understand us.
Wow.
It sounds to me like you're saying you do understand us, and we feel threatened by that.
No.
So, it has to be the case. It has to be the case.
Us. Why do you have to define us?
Well, here's the thing. It has to be the case.
Does it?
Logic. You can't beat logic.
You can't put logic to love and human experience.
Right, you can't put logic.
It's unquantifiable.
Right, logic is the one thing you can't ever refute.
Is love logical? Have you experienced love?
Actually, love is logical. Yes.
Or is it emotion? It can be. And
no,
when
it's
it
not.
Gets
can
to
be.
That point,
it is logical.
No, we just ran the experiment.
It is logical.
No. We just ran the experiment in front of everyone here.
Yeah.
Based on swipes.
Yeah.
There's no logic in a swipe. You get a 5-6 second. Oh, I like that. I don't like that. I like what I see. I don't like what I see. And then you get into the deeper.
Hang on. Let me respond. Actually, there is. Not only is there a logic to it, but the whole reason we're having the discussion is about the logic of it.
Oh,
just because
if
you say, what happens, Andrew, is that there's an influx of emotion which, based on these emotions, humans have interactive experiences where they swipe left, swipe right, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's within the compliance of logic. There's absolutely nothing illogical about that. Saying I have emotions, therefore I act on emotions, logically follows. There is nothing illogical about that. There is, however, something highly illogical about giving an empty label to a definition of a thing you're trying to describe. That's completely illogical.
I don't think the label can't. I mean,
It's
I don't
not
know
a
the
label.
history of it.
We're not talking about labels. We're talking about defining a thing so that it can be even understood.
At the end of the day, I don't care what the person, who the person I'm interacting with, whatever their label or definition for themselves is, that's great for them.
So would it
That's
be fair to say you don't care about logic?
I don't care about descriptors and
Which would be
definitions of
logic.
humans.
Can you even have logical interactions without descriptors?
Heck yeah.
How?
And if you can't, then that
Is there a
leaves lot
single
to be
thing
said
that you
for
can logically express without a descriptor? All words are descriptors.
Yeah. Feelings are
Aren't all
descriptors,
words
too.
descriptors? Yeah, but how do you describe feelings?
With words.
Yeah, exactly. So all words are descriptors. When you say feelings, you're describing
I don't
something.
think I think our disconnect is I'm not disagreeing with you as far as there are labels, there are definitions.
I'm not talking about labels.
There are words to describe people, there are scientific terms and things to describe genitalia. None of that's false. 1,000% with you. I think my personal standpoint on that is none of that matters to those that it doesn't matter to. But to those that it does, that's great. Is there, if you want to quantify that information and use it in your dating experience, like by all means. But for me as a person, the first thing I'm asking or looking for when I swipe left or right or talk to a person is not, is your vagina surgical or biological? It just isn't.
But this doesn't answer the question. Like, how come I'm not black?
I don't know. You'd have to ask your mom that.
You don't know why I'm not black? You don't know?
No.
I just want you to look me in the eyes and say, I don't know why you're not
You
black.
also can't get like surgery to
I just want to make sure
present as
hang on.
black either.
Yeah, I
that
could.
I know of.
Yes, you can. Yes,
African-American?
yes,
Can
you
you do that?
can. And did Michael Jackson get surgery?
Yeah, he became white.
Cancer, I think.
Yeah, but did he get surgery also? Yes. And so the thing is like, if I could get surgery, that would make my skin look like your skin. Am I black?
That depends. Do I care? No. I mean,
That is my question about whether you care or if I am black.
it kind of is, because if you ask the person who really debated that kind of thing with people and that kind of stuff mattered, of course they'd have an opinion and they'd have an answer.
So
but
you have no opinion on if I bleached or in some way changed my skin to be black,
Nope.
would I be black?
your experience of blackness, authentic or not, biological or not, is yours. My authentic experience of blackness is mine. Your experience as a newly
Would I be
This
black
is a
or
weird
not?
experience. That's not up to me.
No.
That he just doesn't answer any. He just don't answer questions. This is the biggest problem with this whole ideology, right? Is like you can't answer a single question. You go.
I'm not even
You just
asking
go
the
like this. You
question.
just go like this.
That's
You just
why.
go. Maybe. And it's like it tells us nothing about anything.
I've